Good afternoon. Today we'll discuss about the derivation for the length of the belt for open wheel drive. Okay. So in the last class we have ended with a little bit. Okay, we are going to finish up this today. And see, when I want to find out the length of the belt for an open belt drive, see, I have taken the driver pulley and driven pulley with the different diameters. Okay, and that is R1 and R2, and the distance between the centers as x. Distance between the centers has taken as x. So here, if you look at the length of the belt measured on this, traveling on these two pulleys. Okay. So here, if I take this from G to J, J to E, then E to F, then F to K, K to H, H to G. So this is what you can call as total length of the belt, which is rotating on this particular pulleys. So when you take the length of completely total length, if you take the length of arc length of GJE plus EF plus arc length of FKH plus arc length of FKH, then plus HG or GH. Okay, so these are the things which you have discussed in the last class, and then we have drawn a perpendicular that is that is a O to M perpendicular to the O1E. Perpendicular to the O1E, we have drawn O to M, O to M. Okay, so here let the belt leaves the larger pulley at EG, okay, at E and G, and then smaller pulley at F and H. So through that we have drawn O2 and draw the O2M parallel to the FE. This is for geometrical construction for getting the length of the belt. Okay. So from the geometry of this figure, we can find that O2M. What is the length of the O2M? So we can find out the length of the O2M by using the trigonometric equation, that is sine alpha is equal to opposite side by hypotenuse. So what is the opposite side here? O1M. What is the opposite side here? O1M, and hypotenuse is O1 O2. So O1M, what is the length of the O1M here? So O1M is nothing but here, if you look at that ME is equal to what? O to F. ME is equal to O to F. Why O to F is nothing but the radius of the smaller pulley. Radius of the smaller pulley. So we know that R2, we know that R2, that is ME is equal to R2, and O1E is equal to R1. O1E is equal to R1. So when I subtract the R2 from the R1, that is R1 minus R2, then I'll get the value of O1M. O1M. So I know the O1M value. I know the O1 O2 distance also. So based on this, I can find out the O2M length. Length of O2M. Why I need to find out O2M length? Because O2M is equal to EF. Length of EF. So O2M is equal to length of EF. So here, if I find out the length of EF is equal to GH. EF is equal to GH, because this forms a isosceles triangle. If you join to this to here and then this to here, this both are equal. EF and GH both are equal, and we need to find out the angle GJE. We need to find out the angle GJE. So here GJE is nothing but it forms a sector, which is GJE forms a sector. So we know that the length of a sector can be calculated by using the R into theta, means radius of that particular sector, and then as well as angle made by that particular sector. So L is equal to R theta. So using that equation, I can find out this length and here also this length. So by adding this EF length plus GH length plus arc length of GJE plus arc length of EKH, FKH. So we can find out the length of the belt. So for that you look at the equation, length of the total length of the belt. Total length of the belt, if I take an arc GJE, that is arc length of GJE plus EF plus arc length of FKH plus GH. We know that EF is equal to GH. EF is equal to GH. So I can write twice EF. I can write twice EF. This arc GJE, the arc GJE can be written as twice that of arc GO1J, GO1J and JO1E. So you can write as arc JE, twice that of arc JE, and similarly twice that of arc FK. Arc FK is equal to arc KH. Arc GJ is equal to arc JE. Arc GJ is equal to arc JE. Or arc FK is equal to arc KH. So that's why I have taken into twice of that. So twice that of arc JE, twice that of arc FK, and twice that of the EF length. Means if I take the split of these two arc lengths and as well as EF is equal to HG, so I can convert into 2 into arc JE plus EF and arc. So I need to find out all these. EF length I need to find out, arc JE length I need to find out, arc FK length I need to find out. So I need to find out the lengths of it. So by using the trigonometry and binomial theorem, we can find out all this. Okay. So now from the geometry of this figure, we can find out the sin alpha. As we discussed, sin alpha is equal to R1 minus R2 by O1 O2. O1 what is equal to nothing but the central distance between the between the two pulleys. So sin alpha is equal to R1 minus R2 because alpha is very small comparatively. So that's why I can take that sin alpha is equal to alpha. So alpha is equal to R1 minus R2 by X. So once I got this one, now I will go to the length of arc JE. What is the arc length of JE? So arc length of JE, if I want to find out, see here, this is the arc length. If I want to find out the arc length is equal to R into theta. So radius into angle made by that sector. Radius into angle made by that sector. So what is the radius of this bigger pulley? It is R1. So R1 into what is the angle made by this sector? So JO1 E is equal to be, it is going to be 90 plus alpha. So this angle made by this sector JO1 E, sector made by is pi by 2 plus alpha. R1 into pi by 2 plus alpha. Similarly, here if you take this arc FK, so 90 minus alpha, pi by 2 minus alpha will give the angle made by this particular sector, and length L is equal to r theta. L is equal to r theta. So what is r radius of the smaller pulley? Radius of the smaller pulley is nothing but r2. So r2 into angle made by this is equal to 90 minus alpha. So r2 into arc fk is equal to r2 into theta is pi by 2 minus alpha. So we have taken this arc JE length we know, arc FK length we know. So here we need to know EF value. We need to know EF value. We know that O2M is equal to EF. So O2M value you got it as O2M value. How much you got? O2M is nothing but this length divided by this length we got. Okay. So that is nothing but X into EF is equal to MO2. EF is equal to MO2. So we know that O1 O2 value, and we know that O1M also. We know that O1M also. So we can use this Pythagoras theorem. We can use the Pythagoras theorem and get the O2M. So O2M is nothing but O1 O2 square minus O1M square. So X square minus R1 minus R2 whole square. So here if I take out the X square outside, then 1 minus R1 minus R2 by X whole square, I'm going to get the MO2. So once you got this MO2, then expanding this equation by using the binomial theorem, expanding this equation by using that is 1 minus x whole to the power of 1 by 2. So 1 by 2 in the sense 1 minus x whole to the power of n. If you do expansion using the binomial theorem, 1 minus x whole to the power of n. 1 minus x here in the sense x can be taken as r1 by r2 by x whole square. You can take it as 1 minus or 1 minus a whole to the power of n. 1 minus a whole to the power of n. 1 minus a is equal to here nothing but r1 minus r2 by x whole square. So 1 minus a whole to the power of 1 by 2 means n is equal to 1 by 2 here. So 1 minus x whole to the power of n. We have a binomial expansion is nothing but 1 minus nx plus n into n minus 1 by 2 factorial x square and so on. So 1 minus n is nothing but 1 by 2 into a, that is 1 by 2 into r1 minus r2 by x whole square plus and so on. Because as you go on, higher order terms can be neglected. Because of that, r1 minus r2 is very less compared to the x, so that this will give the smaller value. This will give the smaller value. So higher order terms will be eliminated. So will be taken only the first two terms, 1 minus 1 by 2 r1 minus r2 by x whole square. So if I multiply this with x, I'm going to get x minus r1 minus r2 by whole square by 2x. So I got the EF value, I got the arc JE value, and I got the arc FK value. So all these values you are going to substitute in the equation. L is equal to 2 into R1 into pi by 2 plus alpha plus x minus R1 minus R2 by 2x whole square plus I have to just substitute the values of ARCJE, ARCFK and EF value and EF value. So substitution, and then we need to go for multiplying all this R1 into pi by 2 plus R1 into alpha plus X minus, by expanding all these terms, okay, R1 and R2 into pi by 2 minus, so you can take this pi by 2 as a common, then I'll get in terms of R1 plus R2, then alpha can be taken common plus alpha into R1 minus R2 plus X, then R1 minus R2 whole square by 2X. So then if I multiply with the twice, because as I told you twice of this all values, so multiply with the 2, then I'll get pi into R1 plus R2 plus 2 alpha into R1 minus R2 plus 2X minus R1 minus R2 by whole square by X. So once you got this, then substituting the value of alpha. What is the alpha value we have decided, because we have calculated by using the trigonometry, that is sine, how you find out the sine value. So sine value is nothing but you are going to find the opposite side by hypotenuse. By using that, alpha is equal to R1 minus R2 by X. So I got alpha is equal to R1 minus R2 by X. Once I got the alpha is equal to R1 minus R2 by X, so substitute this alpha, wherever alpha is there, here is the alpha. So alpha, in place of alpha, I'm going to substitute the R1 minus R2 by X. So pi into R1 plus R2 plus 2 into, in place of alpha, I'm taking R1 minus R2 by X plus, into R1 minus R2 plus 2X minus R1 minus R2 whole square by X. So now if you look at this, I got the pi into R1 plus R2 plus 2 into R1 minus R2 whole square by X plus 2X minus R1 minus R2 whole square by X. So if you look at pi into R1 plus R2, so 2X has taken this side. This is twice of R1, twice, 2 times of R1 minus R2 whole square by X, and this is 1 time of R1 minus R2 whole square by X. So this minus this will give the one time of R1 minus R2 whole square by X. So if you subtract these two terms, if you subtract this one and with this term, so I'll get R1 minus R2 whole square by X. So pi into R1 plus R2 plus 2X plus R1 minus R2 whole square by X. R1 minus R2 whole square by X. So this is what the equation of length of the belt. If you want, you can use the in terms of diameters also. You can use the radius also. It is up to you. So you can remember this pi into R1 plus R2 plus 2X plus R1 minus R2 whole square by X. So here what you need to know is, first, when I want to derive the length of the belt, in this case for open belt drive, I can use, what is the length? In the sense, length means you take this point like this, E to F, then F to K, K to H, H to G, then G to J, J to E. So these are the, if I add all these lengths, then it will become a length of the belt. So for that, EF is a linear length, and FK is an arc, KH is also arc. So that's why I'll take it as arc FKH, and H to G is linear length. And then arc GJ, then arc JE. So these lengths, then you can get, you're going to get this arc JJ or arc JE or arc FK, arc KH is nothing but it is a sector length. So sector length, we have an equation, that is L is equal to, sector length is equal to radius of that and then into the angle made by that sector. So you can use that equation, L is equal to r theta, then you can find out the arc length. So once you know that arc length, then we should know that what is the linear length of EF, GH. So EF can be obtained because EF is equal to O to M. So once you know that EF is equal to O to M, then if I obtain the O to M value by using the Pythagoras theorem, O to M is equal to square root of O1 O2 square minus O1 M square. So you know the O1 O2 distance, you know the O1 M distance. So I can use that, from that I can get the O to M. And when, in order to get the alpha value, sin alpha, you can use the sin alpha equation, that is opposite side by hypotenuse. Then we can get the alpha value also. So then after substituting all these value, arc GJ length or JE length, then EF length, FK length, and KH length, and all you are going to get the length of the bell, length of the bell. So here if you look at, so finally one equation you need to know. One equation is nothing but what is that? You are going to find out the length. This is the equation which you need to know. That is arc 2 times of arc JE and plus EF plus arc FK. So once this is the length of the belt, actually you need to find out. So for finding the arc JE, for finding the arc, length of EF, for finding the arc FK, you need to use the all the binomial theorem and as well as Pythagoras theorem. All this we need to use. So here for the geometry of the figure, we find out the sin alpha is equal to how much? Then arc length of JE, arc length of EFK, then MO2 length, that is nothing but EF length. So all these values, three values are substituted in the equation. And here EF is, because it is in the in terms of x into square root of 1 minus r1 minus r2 by x whole square. So this has to be reduced. This equation has to be reduced by using the binomial theorem. So that is this square root part, if you look at 1 minus of, if you assume that r1 minus r2 by x, r1 minus r2 by x, if I assume that r1 minus r2 by x as a, so 1 minus a square, square root of 1 minus a square. So this 1 minus a square itself you should take it as one term. So it is nothing but is in the form of 1 minus x whole to the power of n. So applying the binomial theorem, that is 1 minus x whole to the power of n is nothing but 1 minus nc0 x plus nc1 x square plus nc2 and so on. Okay, so nc0 nc0 minus nc1 x plus nc2 x to the power of 2, nc2 x to the power of 2. So likewise if you go on, the higher order terms will be reduced, neglected. Why? Because r1 minus r2, r1 minus r2 when compared to the x, when compared to this, very small. So when it is very small, the division is also will become small, and square of that smaller value will become lesser value compared to that. So that's why the higher order terms will be neglected in this case. Only the first two terms will be taken and find out the EF value, that is x minus r1 minus r2 whole square by 2x. So this value and arc length value and all these to be substituted in the length of the belt equation which we have given in the beginning. Okay, so then find out the length of the belt by using some simplification on this. That's what we discussed till now. Okay, just multiplying the r1 with this, then plus x minus and so on, and then separating the terms with the which is having the pi by 2. Pi by 2 is taken common, then alpha is taken common, then separated. So in place of alpha, we need to replace the value which you have found out, by using the trigonometric equation, that is sin alpha. So sin alpha is equal to O1m by O2m. So based on that, alpha will be replaced by using r1 minus r2 by x, and then simplify this to get the length of the belt as L is equal to pi into r1 plus r2 plus 2x into plus r1 minus r2 whole square by x, r1 minus r2 whole square by x. This is how you can find out the length of the belt in the case of open belt drive. Similarly, we'll go to the next length of the belt for cross belt drive. Length of the belt for cross belt drive. So here cross belt drive, in the sense as we discussed, a driver pulley and driven pulley both moves in a same direction. Both moves in the opposite direction. Whereas in the open belt drive, we have same direction. Driver pulley and driven pulley having the same direction. Whereas in the case of cross belt drive, you will be having the opposite direction. Driver pulley is in a clockwise direction. Here, the driven pulley will become in an anti-clockwise direction. So here the same terminology is same. The x is nothing but the distance between the centers of the two pulleys. Distance between the centers of the two pulleys. That is O1 is the center of the driver pulley, and O2 is the center of the driven pulley, or larger pulley and smaller pulley. Then R1 is nothing but the radius of the larger pulley. R2 is nothing but radius of the smaller pulley. And then this is the angle made by the belt up to arc GJE. Then arc HKEF. HKF. So if you look at this, both in the case of cross belt drive, as we told, the length of, I mean, arc of contact will be same on the both pulleys. That is, arc of contact in this case is 180 plus 2 alpha. In this case is also 180 plus 2 alpha. So in the case of cross belt drive, you will be having the same length of, I mean, arc of contact. So arc of contact length is same in the case of cross belt drive. Whereas in the case of woven belt drive, arc of contact will be different. Means that is 90 plus, I mean 180 plus 2 alpha was there in that case, and 180 minus 2 alpha there in the smaller pulley. So here in this case both are same. Okay, this is the defining the terms first. R1, R2, X, and L is the total length of the belt. So L is the total length of the belt. So when let the belt leaves the larger pulley at E and G, and as well as smaller pulley on H and F. Okay. So now we will be taking as O2M. Extend this O1E line, extend this O1E line, and draw from O2 a perpendicular line onto this O1M line. So that O2M you are going to get. O2M you are going to get. So now if you look at this, what you call length of the belt equation. So length of the belt equation can be written as arc length of GJE. Similar to that open belt drive, arc length of GJE plus length of EF, okay, plus arc length of FKH plus HG plus HG. So similarly, because arc length of GJ, that is GJ equal to JE, arc length of JE. So I can make it as twice the arc JE. I can make it as twice arc JE in this case. Okay. So similarly, if you look at this, so twice arc length of JE plus EF, I mean EF is equal to GH. EF is equal to GH. So I can take it as EF twice that of EF. So EF plus HG can be written as twice EF. Then arc FKH can be written as arc HK or RKF. Both are equal. So I can write arc FK twice that of arc FK. So when I calculate the arc length of JE and arc length of FK and the length of EF, then I can easily calculate the length of the belt. So first you should know all the lengths of these. First I should know all the length of these values. So how to calculate the arc JE length? So before going to that, as we did in the same case, sin alpha is equal to O1M by O1 O2. Means here O1 O2M. O1 O2M makes a right angle triangle. O1 O2M makes a right angle triangle. So in the right angle triangle, sin alpha is equal to opposite side by hypotenuse. What is the opposite side for this angle is O1M. So O1M divided by hypotenuse is O1 O2. For the right angle of O1 O2M, hypotenuse is O1 O2, opposite side is O1M. So O1M by O1 O2. O1M is how much here? How you are going to calculate? We know O1E. We know O1E. O1M is equal to O1E plus EM. O1M is equal to O1E plus EM. So O1E, you know that it is equal to R1. So radius of larger pulley, that is R1, and EM is equal to, we know that O2F, because these two are parallel and at the same distances. So EM is equal to O2F. O2F, I know that it is a smaller radius of the smaller pulley. Radius of the smaller pulley. So EM is equal to R2. So O1M will become R1 plus R2. O1M will become R1 plus R2 divided by hypotenuse length is nothing but central distance. Hypotenuse length is nothing but central distance. That is R1 plus R2 by X. R1 plus R2 by X. So we calculate the sin alpha value. As we told that alpha is very small, then sin alpha will become as alpha. Sin alpha will become as alpha. So alpha is equal to R1 plus R2 by X. So that we keep it aside. Now we'll go to calculation of arc length of JE. We go to the calculation of arc JE is nothing but it is a sector length you are calculating. Sector length, the equation we know that L is equal to R into theta. R is nothing but radius and theta is nothing but angle made by that particular sector. So here if you look at arc JE is nothing but radius is R1, then pi by 2 plus alpha. So arc JE will become pi by 2 plus alpha. Got it? So now what is the length of arc FK? So similar fashion, arc FK, if I want to calculate this is arc FK, so what is the angle made by this into what is the radius of this? So radius is equal to R2, radius is equal to R2, and the angle of this FK is going to be, angle made by this is going to be 90 plus alpha. 90 plus alpha. So pi by 2 plus alpha. R2 into pi by 2 plus alpha. So arc FK is equal to R2 into pi by 2 plus alpha. So we know calculate the arc GE, arc FK and EF. EF use the Pythagoras theorem. Use the Pythagoras theorem and find out the EF value. We know that EF is equal to MO2. EF is equal to MO2. So EF is equal to MO2 in the sense I can use the O1, I mean O1 O2 whole square is equal to O1M square plus O2M square. So if I want to get the O2M square is equal to then O1 O2 whole square minus O1E whole square. So if I got O1M whole square, so X square minus O1M is equal to, you know that O1M is equal to R1 plus R2 whole square. So X square minus R1 plus R2 whole square. So if I take out the X outside, X into square root of 1 minus R1 plus R2 by X whole square, I'm going to get. So this is the EF length. And here once again I use the binomial theorem. Once again I use the binomial theorem and reduce it to simple terms. That is 1 minus 1 by 2 into R1 plus R2 by X whole square. So X into 1 minus 1 by 2 into 1 R1 plus R2 by X whole square. So this, if I expand and substitute the X value in this, I mean multiplying the X value with this particular inside terms, X minus R1 plus R2 whole square by 2X I'm going to get. Okay. So I'm going to get 2X because it is a X square here. So X will be cancelled. I'll get the X minus R1 plus R2 whole square by 2X. This is the value of EF. Now all the lengths you have calculated and substitute in the length of the belt equation. Substitute in the length of the belt equation. That is length of the belt is equal to what you have taken? Twice that of arc length of GJE plus, I mean arc length of JE plus EF plus twice length of FK. So using that equation, twice that of arc length of R1 into pi by 2 plus alpha plus X minus this EF length. EF length is X minus R1 plus R2 by all square by 2X plus R2 into pi by 2 plus alpha is going to be, then expand and then multiply all these terms, expand these terms, then segregate the terms based on the common value, that is pi by 2 is common in these two cases. So I'll take out the pi by 2 common, R1 plus R2 I'm going to get. Similarly R1 alpha is common in these two cases. I take out the alpha and then R1 plus R2 I'm going to get plus X minus R1 plus R2 whole square by 2X. Now we know that alpha is equal to what? R1 plus R2 by X. We know that alpha is equal to R1 plus R2 by X. So substitute the alpha value in this equation. So by multiplying the two, I'm going to get 2 will get cancelled. Pi into R1 plus R2 plus 2 alpha into R1 plus R2 plus 2X minus R1 plus R2 whole square by X. So here alpha is going to be substituted. Alpha is going to be substituted in this equation. That is alpha is equal to R1 plus R2 divided by X. So if I substitute here, then it will become R1 plus R2 whole square by X. R1 plus R2 whole square by X. So L is equal to pi into R1 plus R2 plus 2 into R1 plus R2 by X into R1 plus R2 plus 2X minus R1 plus R2 whole square by X. So if I use this one, so here this is nothing but R1 plus R2 into R1 plus R2. So R1 plus R2 whole square I'm going to get. 2 into R1 plus R2 whole square I'm going to get. So pi into R1 plus R2, pi into R1 plus R2 plus 2 times of R1 plus R2 whole square by X plus 2X minus of R1 plus R2 whole square by X. So if you look at these two terms are same but with a different coefficient. So 2 minus 1 if you take 1 into R1 plus R2 whole square by X. So if these two terms are same, so subtract this, I'm going to get the R1 plus R2 whole square by X. So pi into R1 plus R2 plus 2X plus R1 plus R2 whole square by X. So this is the length of the full belt, in the case of cross belt drive. So similar in the similar fashion, how you did is in the case of this open belt drive. In case of open belt drive, same phenomena is same in both the cases. Phenomena is same in the both the cases. What we are doing is we are going to calculate the length of the belt, which is moving over the two pulleys, So what is the length of the belt which is moving over the two pulleys? One is the larger pulley and the smaller pulley, which you have taken the different radius. Okay, so if you look at this, this is the length of the belt which is in contact with this particular larger pulley comes at G. Then it leaves at E, means the contacts will end at this particular point. It doesn't have the 360 degrees contact. It will be having only a little bit of alpha from the center line. From the center line. So that's why 180 plus 2 alpha will become the arc of contact for this particular larger pulley. And this smaller pulley, 180 minus 2 alpha. So 180 plus 2 alpha is for the larger pulley. 180 minus 2 alpha is for smaller pulley in the case of open belt drive. Whereas in the case of cross belt drive, what we have learned in the cross belt drive, both the pulleys having the same angle of arc of contact or angle of contact. Same angle of contact will be there on the both the pulleys. So here length of the belt is nothing but we need to calculate the from G to J, G to E, then E to F, F to K, K to H. So these lengths are split into three parts. Okay, one is the arc length of on the larger pulley, one is the arc length of the smaller pulley, then the linear lengths which is EF and GH. Okay, so once you know this three splits of the length of the belt, then automatically finding the each individual lengths means arc length of GJE is nothing but we can find out the twice that of the arc JE, and we know that R1 into arc length we can find out the using equation L is equal to R theta, and then linear length. When I want to get the linear length here, I have to use the Pythagoras theorem, that is O to M. O to M is equal to EF. O to M is equal to EF. Then that's why I use the O to M is equal to square root of O1 O2 whole square minus O1 M square. So from this I will get O to M. I know O to M is equal to EF, so I will get the EF. Once I got the EF, GH is also known. Once you got the JE, then arc GJ is also known. Similarly, if I know FK length, arc FK length, then I can know arc KH length also. So if I find out all these lengths, and substitute in the equation L is equal to in that equation, then we'll get small simplification is required. And also while calculating the O to M value, O to M value should be expanded to the terms, because here are some using the binomial theorem. O to M value is calculated by using the binomial theorem. Here if you look at so 1 plus x whole to the power of n is equal to nc0 plus nc1 into x plus nc1 into x square and so on. Similarly, 1 minus x whole to the power of n is equal to 1 minus x whole to the power of n is equal to nc0 plus minus nc1 into x plus nc2 into x square minus and so on. So this is the series which you are going to get in the binomial expansion of this particular 1 minus x whole to the power of n. So that you should know in order to get the next value of this. So once you know that binomial theorem, then it is easy to calculate this O to M value. O to M. Once you know the O to M value, then it is easy to substitute in that equation. So in the while coming to the end, you are going to get in terms of alpha. So this alpha is replaced by calculating the sin alpha value from the right angle triangle of O1 O2 M. So once you know this O1 O2 M right angle triangle, then we can know that by applying the sine formula, that is sine formula is equal to opposite side by hypotenuse. So opposite side is nothing but O1M, hypotenuse is O2M. So as this angle is going to be very small, we comparatively sin alpha will become alpha. So when alpha is very small, then sin alpha will become alpha. So in that case, alpha value is substituted in this particular equation. So then you simplify this, then you will get the length of the belt in terms of R1 plus R2 in the central distance. That is x is what here? Central distance means the central distance between the two pulleys. O1, O2. X is nothing but O1, O2. So R1, R2, if you know, X you know, then you can easily find out the length of the open belt drive as well as the length of the cross belt drive. Okay, so this is how you can find out this, and small numericals we are going to discuss in the